Hi, this is Chuck with Little Hollow Homestead. Welcome to my channel. I've been a big fan of self-sufficiency and homesteading. I've watched a lot of videos all over the country, outside the United States even, and gotten a lot of great ideas from these videos. However, there's nothing that really highlights and gives any ideas with the type of climate I deal with here in the high deserts of Utah. So some things that I've tried have worked, some haven't. So I'm just gonna kind of share with you what I found that works for me in this climate, and we'll just kind of go on a tour. My motivation for creating this channel is to kind of create a little help for people that deal with the climates that I deal with in the high deserts of Utah. Some of the things that I've tried are geared toward North Carolina or Missouri or even the UK, and some of those things do work, but other things don't work that well in this climate. So I wanted to create a channel to help people in this region of the United States maybe share some ideas that have worked for me, and also I'm open to suggestions, things that you've found that work for you that I'm more than willing to try. I'm just going to kind of go over my garden setup here and what I did. We obviously don't live on a large lot, however we do have this hollow that runs behind our home. That brings some challenges, it also brings some benefits. You can see I've kind of terraced the hillside here, taking advantage of the sun and the property as best I can. One of the biggest challenges we have mule deer that walk through this every day. So you can see I've got a fence around here to keep the deer out. It's been very effective. However, the smaller deer can reach through the fence, but they get very few plants. And I'm willing to live and let live. The deer were here first, right? So one of the things I've tried with this garden is just growing as much as I possibly can in this space. Each one of these plants that are in the ground, there's a pot that I buried that's full of a mixture of compost and rabbit manure, which I find is very good for growing vegetables. It also helps conserve the moisture. Out here in the west, especially where we live, water is a great challenge to try and keep everything wet and growing and flourishing. So it also prevents the water from dissipating out into the soil. It keeps it around the root system a little longer, making it a little more efficient to grow. I've also got a lot of containers going. Most of my containers this year are all potatoes. Each year I try to become self-sufficient in something. Sometimes it takes me a couple of years to achieve that. Last year, for instance, I finally figured out onions, the kind that grow the best here. It's more of an intermediate, we're kind of in between intermediate day and long day onions. So I've bought a couple of different varieties, and the intermediate day onions seem to grow best at our latitude. So last year I was very successful in the onion endeavor. We haven't bought an onion. We've got our last onion, it's 1st of August, so I think we've done pretty well with onions. Garlic, I've just harvested my garlic a couple of weeks ago. That turned out really well as well. This year I'm focusing on potatoes. As you can tell, I've grown lots of potatoes in containers mostly. I've grown Burbank russets and red Pontiacs, both indeterminate types of potatoes. And in the bottom of each of these containers, I put about 4 inches of compost and rabbit manure, put my potatoes in, and then as they've grown up, I've just added straw. Hopefully we'll have a good yield, and you'll see that in a later video as we harvest these different containers and see how well we did. Maybe it was a bust, maybe we did well, but you got to take a chance. So that's what I've done here. You can also tell that I've got all kinds of things interspersed here. I've got squash, I've got a few volunteer tomatoes, some volunteer potatoes that have come up. I like to live and let live. The potatoes, if they're going to come up on their own, give them a chance, see what happens. It's not life or death, but I like to take advantage of free things, and if it's going to just do it automatically, I'm all for that. So my little watering system right now, I've got this hose that runs from a faucet up on top of the hill here that I water my garden with. On the back you can see I've got black drip line. I'm just starting to install a drip line system for the garden, which will I think make it a lot more efficient on days that I don't get down here every day. And I'll work on that over the winter, and we'll probably shoot a video showing how I'm doing that as well. I'll have a solar timer for a valve to turn on and off the drips as it needs. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and click the notification bell so you're notified every week when we upload a new video.